just don't have the time to be calm and say, tell me what you were thinking about when you broke the spaghetti straw. I just don't have time for that.
All right. And so how would you rate that on a scale of 1 through 6?
I would rate that a 4 because we don't have projects every day. I think if we had projects every day, it would be a 6. We have projects every Friday. And so that's why I say it will happen anytime we have a project.
All right. And what time is this class? What time does it run through?
So it's after recess. I think I said recess was done at 10:15.
Mm-hmm.
So 10:15 to about, I think it's an hour, 11:15.
Is there any other classes that you have concerns about his behavior, or any other classes from other teachers that will tell you something about?
Yes, so Miss Jones has him after lunch. Well, actually during lunch, he's gotten into food fights. He cuts in line.
And lunch is right after science?
Yes, from 11:15 to 12 o'clock. They kind of have the first round of lunches.
All right. And so he's you said he's involved in a food fight. Can you explain a little bit more?
Yeah, he'll just grab a tater tot, grab a piece of carrot, and just fly it at a student on his table. They do sit in their class, so it's not like he's, doing that with, like a second grader or a fifth grader.
Mm-hmm.
It is his class, and he just sits there. I was told he just flies a piece of food at anybody randomly.
Okay. And any
Cuts
other?
in line.
All right. And so how do they deal with that?
The cafeteria staff, there's a like table and a desk and a chair on the side. That's for students who are not able to control themselves. And so oftentimes I hear that JB has to sit alone during lunch.
All right. And he sits by himself eating lunch?
Mm-hmm.
Is he allowed to go to lunch recess?
He is. He's allowed to go to lunch recess. And by that time, there's not really much. I rarely hear about his behavior at second recess. And so I don't know. Maybe he's getting it all out at lunch in the cafeteria, but second recess is pretty calm.
All right. And what time is second recess?
From 12 to 12:20. 12, yeah, because lunch finishes at 12. So from 12 to 12:20 is second recess, is lunch second recess. So no behaviors there. Maybe occasionally he'll, same thing like first recess, tease somebody, get into a small argument, but I feel like maybe he's just really full.
All right, so you can say that he's more of a 1, 2, or 3?
I'll say really low, so maybe like a 1.
All right, and then for lunch, what are you having for lunch?
You circled the wrong one.
All right.
Second recess is 1, and then lunch, I'll give that a 3.
All right. Thank you for noticing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Any other classrooms or any other teachers that you know that might have some issues?
Just 2 more. Math class is right after lunch from 12:20 to 1 o'clock, and that is with Mrs. Jones. Mrs. Jones says that he is off task mostly the whole class. He's tapping his pencil on the desk, shouting across the room to another peer, trying to get them riled up, and just, when asked to do something, to work on an assignment, he does not engage, he does not participate.
So is he being defiant?
I would say yes. That's it's not the exact words that came out of Mrs. Jones' mouth, but
So what exactly did she say?
you really just put it down.
So what did she actually say?
Those words that I said. She didn't say defiant, she just said tapping the pencil on the desk, shouting across the class, and not doing the work when asked to.
Alright. And what, is there any interventions that Mrs. Jones wouldn't?
I don't know. Mrs. Jones did not tell me about any current intervention she's doing in that class.
Alright,
I'm not sure.
alright. And you said there's one more class?
Yes, and that's with Miss Abraham, and that is like it's like their free creative period. So it's like theater, dance.
Okay. So it's more of an elective.
Yes, but all my whole class goes.
So it's arts.
Yes, art. Thank you.
Alright, and arts is from 1 o'clock till when?
1:30.
Alright.
And in art, what I have been told is same thing. I'm starting to realize he has a pretty much consistent behavior throughout the day with the whole laughing thing.
Okay.
He, if they are acting or dancing, his peers, he will laugh at them. Like, ah, ha, ha, ha.
Alright. Anything else besides laughing at his peers?
I believe the EA in that class told me that he will just refuse to engage. So he'll just sit in the corner.
Okay.
Like he'll face the corner and just sit there with his hands crossed. And he will not answer nobody.
Alright, so is it okay? I'm just gonna write down refuse to participate.
Yes, yes.
Alright, and then with that, what type of interventions?
No interventions. Mrs. Abraham just kind of ignores him, lets him be on the side, and then continues with other students.
Okay, well, seems like we got enough information that we can move down to our next area, which is in prioritizing the routine and the behavior.
Okay.
So with what you gave me, I from what I see, the most problematic area or routine that he is going into is, it looks like it's in the morning as well as in the reading, according to how you rated the scale.
Mm-hmm.
So which would you put first? Is it morning recess you put, or like it says creative writing?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, you have a 5 and then you have reading, or actually transitioning into reading, like a passing time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is a 6.
Mm-hmm.
So would you want to go with the passing through the hall or the passing time first? Or you want to do, or what do you think with the reading, creative writing?
I think we should start with the first one, creative writing, as routine number 1.
Okay.
Because sometimes it is a 6, depending on if JB has had breakfast in the morning, depending on if he was late to school,
Mm-hmm.
So it could be a 6. And I mean, 5 or 6, it's still high in my eyes. I wish he would come to school a little bit more regulated and calmer.
All right. And so within the creative, from what you said, He's very argumentative with peers.
Mm-hmm.
He's loud and he takes his time to set, and it takes a lot of time for him to settle down.
Yes,
All right.
that's all correct. Exactly what's going on.
Thank you for bearing with me.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then for transition time or passing from one class to another, it says he likes to hide in the restroom and he goes to class late because of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I don't. He just started hiding a lot.
Do you know, is there any reason?
You know, I've tried to ask for an EA to just be there and see what's going on in the restroom, but I don't know what the reason is. Nobody's been able to provide me with any information, and I can't leave my class to figure it out.
All right. Well, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna move down to the behaviors, and we're gonna rank them. If you want to look at your copy, or
Okay.
and maybe we can go down and we can pick. What do you think?
So I have to give him like 1 to 10, or do I just say that it's happening?
You can say which ones that are calls.
So I know that there is tardiness,
Okay.
there is fight, and not physical aggression, more of the fighting.
All right.
There is inappropriate language used.
Mhm.
He's disruptive. His work isn't getting done, and he does have insubordination.
Okay. And so if we had to put a number to it by rank of order, how would you rank the top three, or at least the top two?
Number one, disruptive.
Okay.
Number two, insubordination. And number three, fight.
All right. Okay. So. All right. So let's see. You said number one would be very disruptive. Can you tell me and be more specific about how is he disruptive in your creative writing class?
He is shouting.
Okay. Is there like certain things that he shouts out?
Nope, he just screams. He just screams. He's like, rah, ah.
All right.
Just random sounds at random moments, especially when the class is really quiet.
Okay. Any other?
He asks to get frequent drinks, and he asks to sharpen his pencil a lot. And in doing all of those things, he's being disruptive, like standing up out of his seat. Like I had mentioned, as he would walk to sharpen his pencil, he's, tapping his pencil on all the desks that he passes by.
Mm-hmm.
He makes fun of students' their clothing. Like, that's gay. That's where the inappropriate language comes in. So gay your shirt.
And do you think that leads him into any physical